Call back. To return a phone call. Example sentences. I missed his call, so I need to call him back. Please leave a message, and I'll call you back. The doctor will call you back with the test results. Find out. To discover or learn information. Example sentences. I want to find out more about this topic. They found out the truth about the situation. She found out that she was pregnant. Get up. To rise or wake up from sleep. Example sentences. I usually get up at 7 a.m. on weekdays. He got up early to catch the morning train. She got up and prepared breakfast for the family. Hold on. To wait or keep something for a short time. Example sentences. Please hold on a moment, I'll be right with you. Can you hold on to my bag while I use the restroom? They held on to hope during challenging times. Look for. To search or seek something. Example sentences. I need to look for my keys, I can't find them. She is looking for a new job with better opportunities. They are looking for volunteers for the community event. Make out. To see, understand, or kiss passionately. Example sentences. I can't make out what that sign says from here. They made out the details of the contract. They were caught making out in the park. Pass out. To faint or distribute something. Example sentences. The heat made her pass out during the outdoor event. He passed out the flyers to promote the concert. She passed out the exam papers to the students. Put on. To wear or apply something. Example sentences. She put on her favorite dress for the party. He put on sunscreen before going to the beach. They put on a play for the school assembly. Run into. To meet or encounter someone unexpectedly. Example sentences. I ran into my old friend at the grocery store. They ran into some difficulties during the project. She ran into a famous celebrity while traveling. Settle down. To establish a stable life or calm down. Example sentences. After years of traveling, he decided to settle down in the countryside. The children settled down, and started to listen to the story. She needs some time to settle down after the argument. Take over. To assume control or responsibility. Example sentences. The new manager will take over next week. He took over the project after the previous leader left. She took over the family business when her father retired. Turn off. To switch off or deactivate. Example sentences. Don't forget to turn off the lights before leaving. He turned off the TV to focus on his studies. They turned off their phones during the meeting. Wake up. To stop sleeping or cause someone to awaken. Example sentences. I need to wake up early for an important meeting. The alarm clock woke her up at 6 a.m. They woke up to the sound of birds chirping. Back down. To withdraw or yield in a conflict or disagreement. Example sentences. After a long argument, he finally backed down. They didn't back down from their position during the negotiation. She refused to back down despite the opposition. Break up. To end a relationship or separate into smaller parts. Example sentences. They decided to break up after years of being together. The group project broke up into smaller tasks. She broke up with her boyfriend due to irreconcilable differences. Call for. To require or demand something. Example sentences. The situation calls for immediate action. This recipe calls for 2 cups of flour. The challenge calls for creativity and problem-solving skills. Check out. To investigate or examine closely. Example sentences. The detective checked out the crime scene for clues. They checked out the company's financial records. She checked out the reviews before buying the product. Come up. To arise or occur. Example sentences. An unexpected opportunity came up, and she took it. The issue came up during the discussion. They came up with a brilliant idea for the project. Do over. To repeat or start again. Example sentences. The teacher asked them to do the assignment over. They decided to do over the entire experiment. She wanted to do her presentation over for better results. Get away. To escape or take a break. Example sentences. I need to get away from the noise and find a quiet place to relax. We decided to get away for the weekend and escape the busy city life. Let's get away from our daily routine and take a break in the countryside. Make up. To reconcile or create something. Example sentences. They made up after their argument. Let's make up a story to entertain the children. She made up her mind to quit her job. Give in. To surrender or yield to something or someone. Example sentences. After much persuasion, she finally gave in and agreed to their request. He didn't want to argue anymore, so he gave in to her opinion. They gave in to their cravings and indulged in a delicious dessert. Hold back. To restrain or keep something from happening. Example sentences. She held back her tears and put on a brave face. The company held back on the announcement until they were ready. He held back his anger and tried to remain calm. Look forward to. To anticipate or be excited about something in the future. Example sentences. I'm really looking forward to the weekend getaway with my friends. She looked forward to receiving the results of her hard work. They looked forward to the new movie release. Make up for. To compensate for a mistake or loss. Example sentences. She tried to make up for her absence by sending a thoughtful gift. He wanted to make up for the misunderstanding by apologizing. They made up for the delay by providing excellent service. Pass away. To die or cease to exist. Example sentences. Their beloved grandfather passed away peacefully in his sleep. She couldn't bear the pain of her pet dog passing away. The old traditions slowly passed away with the younger generation. Put up with. To tolerate or endure something or someone unpleasant. Example sentences. She had to put up with his constant complaining during the trip. They put up with the noisy neighbors for years. He couldn't put up with the disrespectful behavior any longer. Settle for. To accept something less desirable than what was initially desired. Example sentences. They couldn't find their preferred hotel, so they settled for a cheaper option. She wanted the red dress, but it wasn't available, so she settled for blue. He had higher aspirations, but he settled for a regular job. Take after. To resemble or have similar qualities to a family member. Example sentences. The child takes after her mother with her artistic talent. He takes after his father in terms of his love for sports. They say I take after my grandmother with my musical abilities. Turn down? To reject or decline an offer, request, or opportunity. Example sentences. She turned down the job offer because it didn't align with her career goals. They turned down his invitation to the party. He turned down the volume on the television. Act out. To express emotions or behave in a dramatic or exaggerated manner. Example sentences. The child acted out his anger by throwing a tantrum. She acted out the scene with passion and intensity. They acted out a funny skit during the talent show. Break in. To enter forcibly or train or use something until it becomes comfortable. Example sentences. The burglars tried to break in through the back door. He needed to break in his new shoes before the marathon. She broke in the new intern by assigning smaller tasks initially. Come up with. To produce or create something, especially an idea or solution. Example sentences. She came up with a brilliant plan to solve the problem. He came up with a catchy slogan for the campaign. They came up with innovative designs for the project. Do without. To manage or survive without something. Example sentences. We forgot to buy milk, so we'll have to do without it for now. She did without a car for years and relied on public transportation. They learned to do without luxuries during their time abroad. Fall apart. To break into pieces or fail completely. Example sentences. The old chair finally fell apart after years of use. She felt like her world was falling apart after the breakup. The plans for the event fell apart due to logistical issues.